Co., our friends from accounting firms. You should be filing taxes right now. I'm like, look at this deadline, maybe with 3 more days. Sneaked out a copy of the handout that tells you a little bit about who's presenting here today. If you didn't get a copy of the handout downstairs, that's okay, because there's an app for that. I was actually spending some time this morning making sure things are working. I got like a new phone like last week, and you know what that means. Nothing is configured. So, so for those of you that are interested, go to your app store of choice, Android and iOS, and soon to be Windows Mobile. So I'll make my Microsoft friends here happy. If you have a BlackBerry, get a new phone. So that's my only advice to you. And download Tech Breakfast to go. And actually, while it's loading right now, there you go, on their first demo of the day. And what Tech Breakfast to go will do is let you know about all the Tech Breakfast events happening nationwide. As I mentioned, Tech Breakfast is a national event series. We're over 17,000 members now nationwide. We're in 8 cities on a monthly basis and 2 additional ones on a quarterly basis, including our new Wilmington, Delaware location. And we're here in beautiful sunny New York, as well as Boston and DC, Columbia, Maryland, Baltimore, Northern Virginia, Raleigh, Austin, and Silicon Valley. And we do this, yes, people in Silicon Valley do not wake up before 10 o'clock. That's like the biggest problem in Silicon Valley. So, but we also, in addition to these fabulous Tech Breakfast events, we do special events. We just had an event last week down in Columbia, Maryland with the founder of Micros, which was amazing. We also have a venture capital event coming up next week. I can't believe how soon this is. A week from Friday, up in Boston. And our friends from DLA are actually participating in that, plus about 20 additional venture capitalists. It'll be a lot of fun, so I'll tell you a little bit about that during our event shout-out period. But anyway, I come here to show you what's happening here today. So if you click into the New York Tech Breakfast event, you'll see our friends from Breather, Gemshelf, Linksphere, and Ugloo. You can click and find a little bit more information here. So that's Lee in person, but that's what he looks like in a photo. You can see more information about them. A little more information about Breather. I guess they're up in Montreal now. Oh, nice. That's great. But now you're down here in New York. You can find a little more information about them. You can click on that Twitter tag. The reason why I show you this, if it's been configured, which it looks like it has, is that you can take a photo, and if you take a photo, that'll automatically get added to our photo album. So that's why I show that to you. They're also here to get your feedback. And so if you click on the feedback button, you can obviously provide it in person, but we aggregate all of your feedback back to them, and we provide it to them afterwards as a way to help them with their presentation. So on a scale of 1 to 5 bagels, because that's how we roll here at Tech Breakfast, you could say, what did you think about their idea? You could say, cool idea, call me, maybe provide your phone number. It's anonymous, so we don't know who you are. So if you really do want them to call you back, you'll know who you are. How well you think they executed on their idea, how well you thought they presented. And once again, this is really for their feedback to let them know so that they can get some value out of it, because they're here for a reason too. They're here to either get your feedback, maybe hear they're in the case of Ugloo, they're really literally just announcing, just releasing. Maybe they want your feedback, they're looking for customers, they're looking for investors, maybe they're looking for press. Sometimes they're later stage companies, they're looking for help. So, the last one we had in Northern Virginia, we had Capital One do a demo, which was really cool. They're trying really hard to act like a startup. So they're doing all the things that startups do. They're like, what do you mean? So, so that is really Tech Breakfast in a nutshell. That's how we do, that's how we roll. And we're also going to do some open shout-outs for jobs and for events if we have enough time. So keep an ear out for that if I call those out. All right, so without further ado, are you ready to go? My friend. All right, let me give you a tight clip mic. Or I can give this.
Can you guys hear me? Okay. Oh, sure, no worries. All right, so who here has heard of Breather? Oh, great. Who has it on their phone? Okay. So we have work to do. Okay, great. So for those of you who don't know, Breather is a platform that provides on-demand private space you can book via your smartphone. So imagine what Zipcar has done for cars, right? So before, you couldn't rent a car by the hour. Oh, good? Yeah. So in the past, you couldn't rent a car by the hour. And right now, before we started, you couldn't rent a space by the hour. You had to go month to month for commercial real estate. So we said, let's change that, right? Let's unlock the city for folks. We think that there is a critical mass of folks out there who don't need space month to month. They need it for an hour or two. So we're like, let's build that. And let's not just build it, let's make it a global thing. So we started Breather with in mind, with the concept that we are going to take commercial real estate leases. We're going to take the long-term risk, 5 years, 8 years. We're going to furnish those spaces, build them out, make them look beautiful, put Kava key locks on them, and create an app where you can unlock those spaces. We thought that would disrupt commercial real estate, disrupt the way people do business, and really create a new paradigm out there in the world. So that's what Breather is. My name is Lee. I come from Goldman Sachs. I was a banker there and did client strategy before I joined Breather. I joined about 2 years ago. And I've never been around a harder working, more impressive group of people. So what I want to do is take you guys through our app, take you guys through some real world scenarios so you guys can understand how it works. And then we'll do Q&A where you guys can ask more questions. Please don't read my text. Okay, so this is Breather, okay? Now what's really cool for me is that we just released another version of the app with search on the top. So I'll take you guys through a real world scenario. So let's say you and I have a company. We need to have a real serious meeting. Starbucks won't do. We don't have a co-working membership. We can't afford that yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna open up Breather and find a space you can rent by the hour. So let's say we want to meet in Columbus Circle, or even better, Flatiron. We want to put in 31 West, 26th Street. So spaces around there pop up. Now, it's only going to be a meeting for, I'm going to show some filters here. I want to meet at 3 p.m. today. We're going to meet for an hour. And we're going to have, let's say, 3 attendees, right? So all these spaces qualify for that. So I'm going to click on the space. And now I see a Breather room. I'm going to stop here and just give you guys an overview of some of the elements that you see here and you're going to see in most Breather rooms. You see a table where you can sit down and meet, but you also see a comfortable couch where you can take a nap, work on your laptop in a comfortable setting like a lot of us do at home. What you don't see is that there's a full-length mirror as well as a whiteboard in that room for you to ideate and get work done. We designed these spaces to make them have a calming feel so that you can get work done in a quiet, peaceful way, which data shows is the best and most productive way to get work done. So let's say I see this space, love it. Let's look at the amenities there. Couch, table, high-speed Wi-Fi. By the way, every Breather space has extremely high-speed Wi-Fi. It's a must. And we really focus on that. So read about the space, how to get there, everything like that. I'm going to hit next because I really like this space. Now, here's my slot here, 3 to 4. I can also adjust slots like that from 30 minutes to 2 hours. I'm going to stick with an hour. And then I can also see how much it's going to cost me. So because I'm looking for an hour, you see the price down there. I can go down here to 5 p.m. The price will adjust. Now, I always say, think about what's the price of your productivity during a day? What's the loss, some cost of your productivity when you have a quiet place with high-speed Wi-Fi to work? Price that in, and you'll see that Breather is a really good deal. So, hit next here. Boom, it lets me confirm my reservation. Now, it's $0 because I'm a Breather employee. For you, it'll be 47 bucks. I can invite people on the app. So when I hit invite people, it goes right into my personal list of contacts. All I have to do is click on a few of these. I'm going to click on Megan from the Thrillist because she's one of my top clients and I think she's really cool. She won't mind getting a fake phantom invite. Then I'm going to hit X now that she's added. And now down here you can see add to calendar. This is really cool. You can add that Breather reservation directly to your calendar. So let's say you're booking further in advance. That meeting is now stuck right there, so you don't have to remember about it. And then you're going to get notifications when it's coming up closer. Also, we have a new feature called recurring reservations. This makes sense if you're a therapist, someone who's looking to use Breather in a more recurring way. So I want to meet with clients on Mondays and Fridays. You can do a recurring reservation on Breather, so you get this room at this time, anytime you want for the next, you can do it for 4, 5, 6 months, even a year. We don't care. It's all by the hour. It makes sense for you. I'm not going to do it for this case. So I'm going to hit confirm. boom, I get this really cool pop-up. I get an email, and Megan, who I invited, gets an email saying she's been invited to a breather, and that's it. Now, that reservation now goes up into this view right here on the top right, called my reservation view. And I can see all my current reservations. Now, I'm going to show you guys the magical part of breather. So I made a reservation, a phantom reservation earlier this morning, so that you guys can see what happens when you show up to the room. So when you show up to the room, here's the reservation I made. You click on your reservation and it's blinking. Now, what's really cool about this is that to enter the room, all I have to do is click here, and I'm checked in, and I get my code. This code changes every hour. That's the code to get into the room. I type in that code, and the room's mine. Before and after these reservations, we have a whole network of what we call our operational associates who go around and clean the spaces to make sure every time you walk into a breather, it looks exactly like the pictures. And that's it. And that's really how you use the app. Now, if I wanted to extend my booking and there wasn't a booking after me, I can hit extend, pick how long I want it to extend by, and I get the booking for a longer bit of time. But that's really how people use Breather. Whether you want to do an offsite with your team, we have larger spaces. I can show you some of those afterwards if you want to talk, or you can do smaller, more one-on-one consultations with your life coaching clients or your therapy clients. That all makes sense too. But we are really trying to cut up and carve up commercial real estate by the hour and give you beautiful offices on there. Nice Breather.
Good job. Good job. All right. So we have some time for Q&A. I've got the mic. I got the mic as well. So let's start here. Shane's got a question, but before I head out to Shane, I'm just going to ask you one quick question. That's about supply. Yeah. Because obviously it's like, where are these spaces coming from? Obviously we got co-working spaces like WeWork and blah 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 that are offering space probably at various things, but these look like commercial spaces that are not on a traditional co-working space. So where's that supply coming from?
Yeah, so we have an exclusive deal with Cushman & Wakefield. They are our global exclusive broker. What they do is they know our profile. So our profile for the space is anywhere from 200 square feet to 1,200 square feet. So what they do is they go through CoStar, which is an online platform that shows you all the available commercial real estate in the city, and they will send us spaces that match our profile. We'll look at the price per square foot, run our model, make sure it makes sense, and then we'll go and sign that lease.
You actually sign a long-term lease?
We sign these leases from 5 years to 8 years. Because here's the big issue with this. People look at Breathe and they think it's a platform, right? It's just like you just throw a space.
Like Airbnb, like I got a space I can put it up on Breather.
We have done that strategically with a very small amount of selected partners. But most of those spaces are ours because we want to control the experience. Everyone knows that experience of you see something in the picture and it's not what the picture says. We think that dilutes a brand, and over time we won't really outperform. If we control the experience, we will.
Good mom, Shane.
Where are you with the status of the business right now?
So we closed the Series B round last summer. Peter Thiel's Velar Ventures led that round, so we raised $20 million in that round. Overall total funding has been about $35 million. So we just launched in 3 more markets. So we're in 8 markets in total. We're in LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Toronto, Montreal, Boston, here in New York, and then we're opening up London and DC very soon.
Okay, good. That makes you, by the way, a My Little Pony, and if you've ever heard that expression.
I hope so.
There's unicorns, there's My Little Ponies. Yes?
Yeah, have you run into any regulatory problems in New York City yet?
No, so the great thing about New York is that the whole concept of subleasing office space has been around for a long time. Regis and some of the other institutional players have really broken that mold for a long time. Landlords are okay with subleasing in commercial real estate as long as you guarantee you're going to take down the liability should that tenant do something wrong to the building. So that's great. We haven't to run into any of the things that Airbnb ran into.
Hey, ask a question over there, yeah.
Okay, two-part question. First one, maybe I missed it. How do you manage payments? And the second part is, how do you manage overstayers?
Sure. Great question. Number one, so what I can show you is that when you sign up for Breather, you can take a picture of your credit card, just like Uber, right? So your credit card's here. So that's how we manage payments. We also have our Breather for Teams program. This is for companies, right? So you can enroll your company. So let's say you have a lot of sales guys running around the city. You want them to be able to use Breathers to take client calls in a more professional way, right? So you can add your corporate credit card to the company account, and every single person you enroll will get to use that card. And all the invoicing will come to your billing department. To your second question about overstayers, our operational associates are the ones who come. We leave a 30-minute buffer between every reservation automatically. So they come and show up, they'll knock on the door. Our users are great, they do get out. but to always kind of play it. So if you're still on a call, you're trying to close that job interview, they'll be like, you know what, you're fine. I can stay here for 15 more minutes. But if they really know they have something coming up, they'll kick you out.
Quick question. So I realize this is probably not part of your current model, but have you thought about going after hacking the party event space category?
That's very interesting that you said that. So we're doing a test right now on the platform. So event space is very expensive in the city, especially if you're in Soho, Flatiron. So we have event space partners that we put on our platform. We're going to see what the demand is for that.
I would say if you could properly hack like the wedding event space category, I think that you could do very, very well.
All right, we should hire you as a consultant. Talk about it.
Okay, I have two questions too. Why the name Breather?
Yeah.
And are you planning on adding more features like, adding meeting minutes and stuff like that, like the bigger meeting experience?
That's very interesting. So the name Breather, so I'm going to give you guys a quick side note about our founder, Julian Smith. Julian is from Montreal, but before he started Breather, he was a very well-known writer and internet commentator. He actually started the Reddit thread in Montreal. And for Julian, he's always thought that there should be private, quiet space in cities because he traveled all the time. So he has this great story about how he was in Seoul, South Korea, and he needed to really get an article finished. And he just really couldn't find a quiet space. And he's like, I think that I deserve a quiet space. Something I can just take a breather and I've been walking around the city all day. I'm sweaty. I just need to sit down somewhere, relax, get my mind together, and get this work done. So I think, as he and Katerina Rizzi, who is our other co-founder, who's an interior designer, were thinking about things, the whole idea of a room that elicits calm and elicits, a feeling of peacefulness was what's in their minds. That's where I think the word breather came in. In terms of add-ons, I think we have a lot of different add-on ideas. You have to see a critical mass of user desire first, though, before we add it all. And I haven't heard about Vimeo, but that's a good one. Yeah.
Two quick questions in the front, back, room, left.
Yeah, my name is Fabio. Congratulations on the presentation here.
Oh, yeah.
Two questions for you. First, how do you manage vacancy? I believe you should have many times that it's vacant, all those spaces. How do you manage that? And second, what happens if somebody wants to rent your rooms for more regular basis? So do you give any discount? Because I was making some maths here. And
Yeah.
if you start using that on a more frequent basis, it can get much expensive than co-working or something like that.
Yeah, I'll let you know. So to that question, you wouldn't rent a zip car every month to month, right? That just doesn't make any sense. That's not how the business model works. So for us, we'll do special cases. The thing is, when people want to do something recurringly, they're in a desperate need. We'll figure out a deal. I'm happy to sit down, look at what their budget is, and make something work, especially if it is a space that's, what we call low vacancy. We can make something work for them. But that's on a case-by-case basis. The average booking is 2.5 hours. So we don't run into that too much. Your first question about vacancy and about the spaces being open, we bake that all in. So our break-even model has a certain minimum occupancy that we pretty much blast through in every one of our spaces. If we see a space not hitting that number, we have to reevaluate it and figure it out.
Right. Final question back.
Hi, I have a question around if you guys, similar to the events question, so this is more around when you're in between flights and maybe you're coming from a beach and you're full of sand, or for women, if they may need somewhere to freshen up before happy hour or whatever the case is after work.
Before happy hour, awesome.
Yeah. So if there was any marketing done around that or what, sort of.
So right now we're really focusing on the core use cases, which are more for business purposes. But I think our users they'll share on social media if they're doing those things. I think as we get more product market fit and more of a defined definition of who we are, we'll start being able to talk about more use cases. But yeah, so before I leave, I wanted to give you guys a really quick note. We're doing this really cool promotion in April. So if you have a meeting for more than 6 hours and a breather, we'll pay for the catering. Okay? We'll cater it for you. So you tell your bosses, or if you're the boss, you just let me know. Give me your business card. We'll follow up. But if you book a 6-hour reservation or more in April, we'll pay for the catering.
And of course, there's always the special Tech Breakfast discount.
Yes, and there is.
I get it for you guys.
There is the Tech Breakfast discount. What number did I give you?
What do you got?
All right. So what we can do as well is give everyone a 15% discount on breathers. Who's here tonight? Just give me their contacts.
You got it.
Cool.
You
All
got
right.
it. Yeah, well, good job on the demo. All right. I got to do it for you guys, huh? Good deal. All right. I like the catering too, though, man. Any place that comes with food, they might. You should probably use the clip. You were just standing up just a moment ago, so our friends from Kiss Patent. Let's go for it.
Good morning, guys. This is a big crowd today, so thank you for coming out in the rain. My name is Carrie. I do community management for Kiss Patent. If anyone's not familiar, we do intellectual property coverage for startups. So we put it actually into the hands of founders. So we like to think of ourselves as a TurboTax of patents, which really cuts a lot of costs. We also recently launched our patent guide, and we have an exclusive 20% discount for Tech Breakfast members. I also received the email that we have a lot of visitors from Belgium. We're also fully operational in the Netherlands and Israel, so anyone who knows a friend of a friend who may be interested, come see me. I will be here, but at the end I'll be at the back by the coffee getting a refill. I have the discount code on the card. I also have my email address on there in case there's any issues with the link on that card.
All right, great. Thank you very much.
Hey guys, good morning. My name is Dave Schwartz. I am a corporate securities partner at DLA Piper. DLA Piper is a large international law firm. And we're very much focused on the emerging companies sector. So we focus working on startups, early stage companies, and we help them grow. And we are all over the world. We're over 4,000 attorneys in over 30 countries around the world. And we very much focus on the sector. So if you need any help, both here in the US and abroad, come help us. But frankly, one of the differentiating factors for our firm is not only great legal work, which of course we do, it's also the fact that we try to serve as a true partner for our clients. And for that, we have what's known as our venture pipeline. My colleague Shane Bermelay will tell you a little bit more about that.
Hey guys, so I run an advisory group that's called Venture Pipeline, and think of it as like an in-house investment banking platform within a law firm. So what we do is we raise capital on behalf of our emerging growth clients, anything from seed all the way up to kind of low-level private equity. Best part is it's free. So I can give you a discount code, but you really don't need one. But basically, once you're a client of DLA, you become up for consideration to use this platform. So I say up for consideration because there is a huge amount of deal flow that we deal with, up to 700 companies per year. And just given the venture odds out there of things getting funded, we use kind of our expertise to see what we think is that we're able to take to market. So we work on all sectors, all stages, all geographies. Happy to chat with any of you guys, but we're excited about this space and something we're very committed to.
Perfect. All right. Great. Thank you. Thrilled to have you guys support. You're also going to participate in our upcoming Ask a VC event, so you'll see them in a week from now. And finally, of course, our host here, our fabulous guest, James Quick from Microsoft F. He's got the mic, so he can just resonate from his head.
Hey, good morning, guys. This is a great group, especially in the rain. This is more full than we've had in several months. This is fantastic. Really, my interest is on the tech side. So there's a lot of people here doing investments, business side, operations, marketing. I'm on the tech side. If you're interested in just kind of chatting about technologies that you're using in your applications, I would love to hear it. We also have some free cloud credits if you're doing any cloud development. But love to work with startups, especially, like I said, on the tech side, just hear the conversations. I have aspirations down the line. I'm kind of jumping out and doing my own thing as well. So I kind of live vicariously through the people that I talk here today. So if you're interested in just kind of chatting after, come up and find me.
All right, great. And that's James from Microsoft, our host here, beautiful Times Square building. Okay, we're going to do some more shout-outs. Lisa will have you in the next round. So let's keep things going here. And I think I have a few others as well. My friends from Grossi as well. So we'll do that in the next round, but I didn't want to keep Colin waiting. So Colin, you're up. Jim Shot.
Hello, everybody. It's great to be here. My name is Colin Kennedy. I'm one of the founders of GemShelf. And before I get into my demo, I just wanted to ask a question to the audience, if anybody wants to shout out and answer or guess, about how much time the average person spends on on content searches per year. Anybody just want to venture a guess? Shout it out.
827.6 hours.
Okay. Well, that's more than hours in a day, but 327, the actual number is around 494 hours per year searching for content, which if you break it down is actually like a third of your work life. which is kind of ridiculous. There's two reasons why this is the case. The first is that in the year 2014, there was as much information created as there was from 10,000 BC to 2008. So there's basically been an explosion of information that's being created. And on average, within most medium-sized companies, you estimate about 300 different SaaS applications within a medium-sized company. So what does that essentially mean? Is that means that there is an abomination of content in a ton of different places, and it's extremely difficult for you to find what you're looking for when you actually need it. And what that means is that you're losing time and productivity in that result. And that's what GemShelf exists to do. We make it easier to capture, organize, and manage information so you don't spend 500 hours a year looking for content. So I'm just going to take you through the GemShelf that we use as a company to show you a little bit about how it works. So this is what the interface looks like. Let's just say one of the key principles of GemShelf is being able to find any type of information, which by default means you have to be able to put any type of information there. So that means that there's articles on the internet you can store in here, documents, that means PDFs, PowerPoint, Excel, also your content from your cloud platforms, images, of course, links to different web content, videos, the whole 9 yards. So for example, images, if I just want to pull up an image, here is actually the infographic where I grabbed that nifty little piece of information of content searches. 494 hours per worker at a cost of over $14,252 per employee per year. So it's really easy to kind of just access different types of information even if you don't know what you're looking for. So let's just say, for example, I'm looking for articles that my business partner, Sedarius, has added into the system. In particular, maybe I'm looking for stuff on onboarding, because as a SaaS application, we obviously are always thinking about how we can improve our onboarding experience. I can basically add filters and searches and keywords to get to a much more digestible view of information and to content that interests me without knowing exactly what I'm looking for all the time. So this is kind of what a page of content looks like. In this case, this is an article. We actually scrape internet-based information, so it renders directly in our browser. So we index all that content so it becomes searchable. This is about how awesome little Mario Brothers makes onboarding nice and easy. So that's a little bit about being able to find content. Another key element of any sort of findability tool is actually making it easy to get content into the system. If it's difficult to get information in, nobody's going to use it. There are a number of different ways in which you can do that, and I'll show you that right now. The first is you can just simply bulk upload a bunch of files from your desktop. So just to give you an idea, this happens rather quickly even though we're on a shared open internet connection. We're going to basically upload this information. As it gets uploaded, not only are we adding it to the system, we're actually indexing all of that content so it becomes searchable. So I'll show you that in a moment. The other way you can access information, and so as we see here, this is all new content that was added a few seconds ago by myself. We're automatically generating thumbnail images on that, and more interestingly, we're indexing the content that's inside of that. So if I ran a search for something like crowdfunding, we're going to see that from a recent first perspective, that there's going to be like a whole host of content that appears, and we're actually searching inside of that document to be able to find that content. Another way in which it's really easy to get content into the system is, and an important distinction that I want to make is, we're not trying to in any way, shape, or form replace Google Drive, Dropbox, Microsoft OneDrive. Those are all platforms that we've all adopted and use on a daily basis. All we're looking to do is essentially connect to these platforms, index that information so it's easier for you to find. You don't have to guess where it resides. So in this import content place, you have the actual option to import content or actually sync to your existing cloud accounts. What that means is that every 6 hours, we're actually going out and calling the files that you synced to see if there were actually any changes to that file so we could update it from a search perspective, so we're pulling the most relevant search information. So been doing a number of interviews on social media with people to help us with our campaign, and I'm just going to upload these to my folder. It may take a second, but essentially what we're doing is, in a matter of seconds, just going in, syncing that content, indexing it so it can be searched and found. And for everybody that's into Microsoft, at the end of April, we're going to actually be synced with OneDrive as well, so you'll be able to find that information too. Last piece of information real quick, I just want to talk about how it's easy to capture all types of content, web content as well. We have a nifty little web clipper, which is a browser plugin, available Chrome, Firefox. And so if I'm finding interesting content on the internet, I can actually capture it. This is a great article from VC at Redpoint talking about how knowledge is increasing geometrically. And instead of having to actually take the time to stop, send an email to my colleagues, figure out what to say, I can actually in 2 seconds grab that content, put it into GemShelf so it actually can be found. So that's a little bit about GemShelf, and thanks a lot, and looking forward to your questions.
All right, good job. Good job for the demo. Cool. Okay, cool. So obviously, you have a big content indexing engine. So some of these files look like they're residing on the private network. Some of these are up on the cloud. So where is your indexing happening? Is it happening behind the scenes at the enterprise? Is your indexing happening in the cloud? Are you copying data? Like, what's the relationship between that?
Great question. So we're actually copying the data, so that's the only way we can actually index it from a search perspective. So we have, I'm not a tech guy, but we have a multi-server cluster, so there's the application layer and then there's the indexing layer. So that's why you kind of see the thumbnail images automatically populated. That's us actually indexing that content ourselves. And that's why there's the sync. So every 6 hours, we're actually going out and seeing if there's a difference between our most recent copy and what exists in Dropbox, so we can provide.
And your information, is that residing in the cloud, or is your index? Okay.
We're on AWS.
So of course there may be people who may ask about privacy and confidentiality of documents. Are you HIPAA certified? Can you handle legal documents that require high levels of
No, that's not really our market.
Okay. So you're really focused. So it's much more sort of like sales and marketing. What are your typical markets?
Project teams. So I guess the reason why I pulled up our GemShelf is because we're always working on different projects. So any entrepreneur in the room can probably resonate with this. You're doing a number of different things at any given time. So we have our customer success, track that we're working on, focusing on that. So our technology stack. So essentially, if you've got a small project team, it's the great way to complement.
Sounds good. I saw a hand up here. Yes, right there.
Hey, how's it going? Awesome presentation. Question, are you thinking about pulling the data out in any way to compete with something like Guru, where, in a way, there's like masters of different cards of information, or is all the information just going to live within the documents themselves?
We are we're creating a bunch of additional information on top of this. So when I was going through the filters on the left-hand side, that's all metadata that we're automatically adding. Over time will be some, automatic tagging as well. So we'll be suggesting different types of content based on your preferences and what you're interested in over time, kind of Amazon-esque. Right now it's more just adding certain metadata, like who created it, when was it created, tags, folders, source of content, and then the rest just sits in the back.
So, Paul?
No, I just really wish you guys were PCI or HIPAA compliant. You just would have made my whole day a lot better. But come on.
That's good.
At some point.
Have you thought about sort of like a version of it, like maybe residing in the network? And actually, I'm sure my friend James would be very, very appreciative of the fact that the OneDrive integration, this does make me think a little bit about what's happening on the SharePoint side. So you can compare and contrast, like, especially if you're doing the OneDrive integration and doing all this document search, how does this compare with what's happening on SharePoint? And of course, the second thing is, are you thinking about an enterprise-located version of GemShelf?
We are. Just, it's not exactly our key market to start because there is SharePoint. So many people use SharePoint. Ultimately, we see this as a complement to what SharePoint's doing. We're intended to be really lightweight, easy to use knowledge management. So literally anybody can sign up for a free trial, put this to use within a matter of minutes, especially if you're, because your content either resides in your desktop, it resides in the cloud somewhere, or you do a lot of internet research.
Oh. So I noticed, I was looking at your webpage, there is pricing and you get a certain amount of storage for the monthly fee. If you've got stuff stored in Google Drive or Dropbox or even on your local computer, when you sync that to GemShelf, does that go against that quota of storage, or is it still stored in Dropbox, but just like indexed in GemShelf?
Great question. It does, so there's two, let me just go back to the screen, that'll make it a little bit easier. So if you're actually importing the content, which we see as like a less valuable activity, that counts against your storage, but if you're actually syncing it against Dropbox and Drive, it does not, because that's where it resides. So that's a simple question. I think you get a lot more value out of the sync, but some people may say, you know, before we're really comfortable using GemShelf whole hog, we want to import a bunch of files first. So.
Yeah, I'd probably be in the opposite philosophy. It's like, you know, if I wouldn't want my data to be copied because then that's a whole versioning can of worms I don't want to open. But anyway, Hickel, we have one final question there. Yes.
Yeah, so it seems like there's a lot of opportunity for collaboration. You know, you're pulling in links, you're pulling in videos. Have you, or is your team looking into that kind of feature set for teams to start really building things on this platform, or is it really just for an organizational purpose?
I'm not sure I totally understand the question. Like, are we planning on exposing like an API so people can customize the platform for their own particular uses?
Well, rather than just like searching for content that my coworkers are putting onto this platform, you know, like, is there the ability to, you know, like make annotations or really like build a custom experience, build projects on here?
That is a great question. Not likely. So the vision of the company is, as you get with the Dropbox Drive integration and the OneDrive, is to just continue to integrate with other best-of-breed cloud platforms. And so I think project management, so there are a lot of other tools out there. So, you know, in the summertime, there's going to be integrations with, you know, I don't know if it's going to be Asana or Jira, you know, but use some other tools that actually already kind of solve that problem. We really just want to be making it easier for you to not have to spend time looking for information across all these different platforms.
Good stuff. I couldn't help but notice you had that little free trial page because you set something up for Tech Breakfast, I see here, right?
Yeah, so...
Okay, here's the discount. Let's go.
Yeah, so if you go to our actual website, you can register for a free trial, but it'll put you into a queue. But if you are interested in checking it out like right away, you can just go to get.gemshelf at Tech Breakfast, and then you click this free trial, and it'll take you through a two-step registration wizard. You can create your own instance and check it out. We don't require you to give us credit card information or anything like that.
All right.
So feel free to check it out and come find me later on if you have any questions.
It was just, GemShelf/Tech Breakfast?
Get.gemshelf.com.
/Tech Breakfast. Okay, good. All right.
Thanks so much.
Thank you guys. Good job. Good demo. Cool. All right, as we're plugging in number 3, we can do a couple more of our shout-outs. I saw Lisa, I saw our friends from Grassi. Whoever's got the mic, where is that? Okay, I'm going to give my friends to Grassi while he gets the friends to Lisa.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Ken Castillo, Senior Manager of Grassi & Company. The company is 250 people strong. We're over 3 offices in the Northeast. We work with startups and middle-market technology companies. And what I'd like to say is that we bridge the gap between all the legal jargon, the finance jargon, and hopefully make your lives easier when the time for funding comes. Thank you.
All right, good stuff. All right, yeah, the government gets their cut first this week, though. All right, cool. And then, of course, our friends from Eisenberg.
Hello, my name is Lisa Eisenberg. I'm the founder and principal of Eisenberg Law Firm. We are immigration attorneys. We do one and only thing, is visas and green cards. And the majority of our clients are people like yourself, are people in tech industry and startup founders and technology professionals. We do all kinds of work visas based on, you know, working investment. And one thing that we do that is kind of special and that not many people know how to do is O1 visas for technology professionals and for startup founders, which is a very, very good option. So our friends from Belgium, welcome to New York, and anyone else who is interested, there is a Tech Breakfast discount for initial presentations.
All right, that's good. And one of the final things for you, I'm just going to take the mic, is that we've run a couple workshops. Actually, did a couple workshops with some of our folks. I think we might be doing some with DLA. If not, we will be. I know we've done some with our KISSPAT and the immigration law firms, and the immigration law ones are surprisingly packed every time we do them. So there's a lot of like non-natives here in New York and trying to become tech natives. So That's a big thing. Just goes to show that the New York tech economy is really, really pumping here. So, all right. I don't know if I have any more of my sponsor shots. I don't know if my friends are from Fiverr. If they're not, check them out. They have a special discount code, of course. For those of you that are not familiar with Fiverr, it's a great little gig economy. You can get stuff done for as little as $5. We use them all the time. Actually, probably one of their first customers. A lot of the explainer videos you see people doing on Fiverr. There's lots of other stuff. Check it out. I think it's fiverr.com/NYTB. I think maybe the sponsor discount code. Our friends from DonkeySoft and the folks who built our Tech Breakfast to Go app, so definitely check them out. They're really helpful. Our friends from Nexus, I don't know if my Nexus friends are here, they're our staffing firm partner, and they've been helping us with a bunch of stuff. They're awesome. They're great. Check them out. Our friends from Fairfax County, that's an actual county in Northern Virginia. If you're not familiar with that, they want you to consider Northern Virginia because there's space and it's cheaper than New York. So check it out. And of course, our friends from SimilarWeb, who have been around, they've been supporting us for a while. We haven't seen them here in a while, but definitely check them out. They've got a lot of options on the marketing front for web properties. Okay, we're going to do one real quick thing before we do our next presentation. We do an open job shout out. We're going to do a real quick. This is how this works. An open job shout out for those of you on startups or tech companies that are looking to hire. We're going to give you an opportunity to shout out what you're looking for, or if you're looking for a job, we're going to do it really quick. We do this 30-second LinkedIn-style introductions. If you're a staffing firm, please sit on your hands for this one. We want to give the folks who are actually hiring a chance to do the shout out. So, who here is hiring? Wants to do a quick shout out? We got one right there. Okay, let's go and let's give it up. We got a couple more back there and one here.
Hi, I'm Steven Jamolis. I work at Datarama for marketing analytics. I'm sorry. I work at Datarama. It's a marketing analytics company. We are hiring for sales engineers, salespeople, customer, client success, account management, etc. across the board.
Okay, great, cool. Up there.
Yeah, good morning. My name is Fabio. I'm solo founder of Smash, a network for recreational tennis players. I'm already raised some angel money investment, and I'm looking for a full stack developer and a CTO.
Awesome. Smash. Love that name. Okay, great. Up here.
Hey guys, my name is Phil. I'm the U.S. head of recruitment for Get, which is a global black card service. We're also in New York City. We're looking for right now an IT support engineer and our U.S. head of marketing, just because he recently got promoted to global head of marketing, which is awesome. And if anyone wants free $10 coupons for rides, just let me know.
Oh yeah, I took a Get the last time I was here. That was nice. Okay, good.
Hi, I'm Trina. I lead business development for Sociable. We're an employee advocacy and social media amplification platform. And we've just opened our New York office, and we're looking for business development representatives. So any junior sales roles, if you know of anyone, please come and meet me.
All right, Sociable. Yes. Sociable. Okay, great. Did we have one else? You guys are doing a good job and a quick job. And of course, our folks from Breather. You know, you got to do something with that $35 million you hiring.
All right, we're looking for a general counsel at Breather here in the New York office. So if you know anyone, let me know.
Done and done. You should talk to my dear life friends. Okay, great. We're going to talk to you right now. Okay, cool. All right. Okay. You guys are hiring. All right. Something.
Hey, listen, we are looking for a young startup attorney. If anyone knows a good attorney looking to work in the venture space, let us know. We're looking to hire in New York and New Jersey.
All right, good. Okay, cool. Oh, all right. Well, that was good. You guys did a good job on that. Speed job shout-outs. All right, we're going to do event shout-outs in the next one. But in the meantime, Link Sphere, let's get Lincoln.